we are undergoing a lot of geopolitical, not a lot, but a fair amount of geopolitical conflicts. And economy-wise, most powerful economies in the world are still recovering from COVID. So do you think all that is happening right now is posing a threat to the idea of globalization? What are your views on that?
I think definitely it's posing a threat to globalization. I think 2019 was probably the last good year for globalization. And I think that we're deglobalizing. I think we're regionalizing to some extent. You know, globalization is kind of a post-Cold War phenomenon. So it all started because during the Cold War, the Americans needed all the countries around the world to take its side against the Soviet Union. And the way it convinced countries to do that was it said, we'll give you access to our consumer market, which at the time was like 50% of the world's consumer market. We'll also, with our Navy, which was the bar none and still is the most powerful Navy in the world, through our Navy, we'll make sure that whatever exports you want to ship to us or to anyone else for that matter, we'll protect it with our Navy, right? And so since the end of World War II and throughout the Cold War, the Americans have kind of subsidized global shipping, global trade. They've made sure that old enmities are laid to rest, at least temporarily. So they make sure that the Japanese don't fight with the Koreans. They've made sure that the Vietnamese don't fight with the Laotians or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So the Americans have just said, be friends and you can all trade with us and you don't have to fight each other, right? We'll protect your freight. Now, since the Cold War, a few things have happened. So the Soviet Union is gone. Of course, Russia's still there and it's a different type of threat, but the Soviet Union is gone and that was kind of the pretext for a lot of this. And moreover, the United States is fully energy independent now. It wasn't until recently, but now thanks to the shale oil revolution, the Americans are totally energy independent.
Yeah.
They're geopolitically secure because to their north, they have friendly Canada. To their south, they have Mexico, which is its biggest trading partner. East and west, they have Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. So the Americans are safe. The Americans can feed and fuel themselves.
Yeah.
They don't anymore need to care so much about what happens in the rest of the world, right? And that means that now they are no longer willing to sponsor so much this, the peace elsewhere in the world and the trade elsewhere in the world. So that's why we're seeing that they're pulling back their troops from a lot of places. We're seeing them now, leaving a lot of countries to... The NATO budget, for example, Trump famously pointed out that, hey, we're paying for this. You guys are not paying what you're supposed to be paying. And everybody laughed. But now we're seeing, Germany just earlier this month, they committed to doubling their defense spend, or they have 100 billion extra to spend now on their military. And so Germany is rearming. So yeah, okay. I think we're kind of returning more to the historical norm.
Yeah.
In which there were conflicts in Europe, there were conflicts in East Asia, and the Americans are not that concerned about it anymore. And so that'll create a lot of instability. But in its own backyard, thanks to what's called the Monroe Doctrine, the Americans do care what happens in Latin America. So I would get something there.
Okay. That sounds like a good plan. I do, and also recall Biden in Europe trying to sell his gas here.
Right.
So, it's a very good analysis, Christian.